They adapted. They fixed their mistakes. Still have a little bit of a few sloppy plays here and there, but they were still able to smooth out the most important problems that they had. And Kalesa Gaming.
Kalesa Gaming in the works, guys. I mean, you have this one driver and you have 5 horses. You keep whipping those horses, and now they're on the right track. They have this blocker. They know what they want. They're going for the reverse sweep onto the graphic phase.
We're gonna see though, will may pangharang sa mata. What if they tunnel vision though? What if they tunnel vision on like the priorities here?
They have 5 horses. That's 10 eyes. So one here, one there, one there. One
in every corner.
One in every corner. No
plus
blind spots.
One looking up.
Yes, and the one, the driver, looking everywhere. This is it. That's the coach.
That's stupid. Okay, coming into the drafting phase of TUP versus UC, the final game for this match. Let's look at our pick and bans. Kled, of course, banned against Mob. I do not know why they left it open. Like maybe they had a tech pick, which was the Jarvan, which can block every single way that Kled can actually go onto people, but it didn't work out in the end. In the end, it was still Mob mowing them down, so banning them out here is actually really good. The Thresh ban against Hong, definitely the respect is there. At least it's just a pretty generic and good ban against Cry. Lots of pressure gone from him. The Darius ban against Acedia, it's pretty good. And the Lulu is very standard, so is the Ahri. So all in all, this ban phase is going pretty well for both.
Pretty solid for both teams.
Yeah.
And also for the Darius ban, pretty respected towards Acedia, but I've actually saw the players' mental state right now. Drained, tired, maybe hungry because I was eating my lunch. But this is the pressure of the best of 5 series. Okay, let's say you won the first game and the second game. Good job.
And then you lose the next 2.
Let's see if you can end it. And yeah, we saw they couldn't end it, and now they're having a mental breakdown.
That's like the thing, you know. It's really a test of endurance. Like how long can you last in this best of 5 series, playing so many games? Like the average game time for League of Legends is around 30 minutes. 30 to 40 minutes. Imagine playing 2 of those, so that's like an hour and a half. And then you play 2 more and you lose. Your morale has to be that low. Plus, you're fatigued as well, hungry, as you said. So it really has. Both of these teams are probably like have their backs to the wall. They want to win this, and this is their last chance to actually take this.
Ah man, this is the best of 5. This is the semifinals. I'm pretty excited how you see from 4 games. They had 4 games to adapt. Also for TUP, they had a 2-game start. They had the confidence, but after that, it's like they lack more 2 games to adjust. So I think you see with the momentum morale, they're heading in pretty strong. But let's look at the picks. Ooh.
I like the priority here for TUP. They have Acedia and Chan. Navi and Missy N on the bot lane duo of Caitlyn Morgana. Lots of safety there. Possible CC lock that could happen later in the game. And the thing is that Missy N is one of those few supports in the LCL Interconference and coming into semifinals that do play the Morgana and are proficient with it. So we're going to see how that plays out. The interesting thing that happens in this pick and ban is that Bomb's Syndra actually went through. It's been banned out almost every single game against TUP, and now he gets to go on something very standard, the Syndra. On the other hand, UC, seems like Kissy goes for a tech pick against that Bomb. Syndra goes for the Echo, can just ult out of the Unleashed power, but he has to dodge the Scatter the Weak. So it's a definite skill matchup coming into mid lane.
And also the fact that both of these champions, they're actually more of a skill matchup, as you said, timing.
The timing is definitely something.
Who pulls the trigger first and who actually gets the headshot? I mean, you may pull the trigger, but you can miss. But next thing you know it, Kissy has a knife. He stabs you at the back. And this is the playstyle that UC is doing. Play dirty, go all out. Underhanded methods will work.
And like they have sand in their pockets. They take it and then throw it in TUP's face.
Yeah,
that's what they've been doing.
If you had a fist fight, I wouldn't bring sand. I would put like Mercury. So okay, on to the draft.
That's how UC's been playing. And looking at their draft, they seem to still know their priorities here. Lots of disengage with the Dragon's Rage and the explosive cast from the Gragas, which is still versatile. Those can also be used for a straight-up engage. And Hong is also there back on the Rakan to bring out the pain, bring out the CC, the charm. And he's been surviving even these skirmishes and team fights that end up with he gets caught and then he CCs the rest of the TUP team. And he still lives with like a sliver of health because of all the shields and healing that the team has.
And this is also A very juicy revenge matchup for Mob. Remember in the first game, Mob just got wrecked in the top lane with that fist stop ignite with his rumble. But this time, he adapted. He picked a Gragas top lane which is defensive instead of offensive. So let's see if Acidia will still have the same run he did in the first game, or will Mob fight back?
Of course, we'll be loading on to Rift very, very soon. Of course, we'll still be having a small video, actually a short video, to show the highlights for the teams.
May iwan ko siguro yung confidence namin kasi yung ibang kaklasmate ko kasi yung mga nakikilala kong naglalaro dito, nahihiya talaga sila. Kami yung naghahanap lagi. Ayaw talaga nilang maglaro kasi nahihiya. Takot silang mapanood ng ibang tao.
School of Engineering, IT, College of Business Administration, mas nakahanap na ng mga maayos na member yung captain namin at mas tumatag na rin po yung mga yung samahan nila, and meron na rin po silang agreement sa mga practices.
Nung time na yun, busy kasi kaming lahat kasi malapit na yung exam. So umuwi yung iba sa province. Tapos yung 5 natira sa Baguio, kami yung naglaro. So kami yung nag-adjust ng roles.
Gusto po ng UC na i-promote ang positive na critical thinking. Gusto po nilang i-promote yung paglalaro at saka yung pagiging estudyante na pwede po nilang ipagsabay yun, na depende ho sa tao. Kaya naman po talaga ipagsabay yung dalawa kasi based from experience na ipagsasabay ko na po kahit papaano. Mas sabi ko lang is ang lowest grade ko is 91.
Playing competitively in League of Legends, sobrang tumulong siya sa character build ko kasi pag competitive player ka, your character matters. Isa ka ng icon for other people. So, you try your best to be a role for them. Lalo na yung pag-iwas sa trash talk kasi sa competitive player, hindi talaga siya expected na dapat nagka-trash talk, dapat sport lang siya. Hindi siya yung dapat dinadamdam na masyado. Lalo na pag yung teammates mo na yung nagka-trash talk. Kasi pag tinash talk mo yung teammates mo, lalong magtitilt yung mga teammates mo eh. Yung expectation sa competitive player. Parang i-incorporate mo na yung expectations sa'yo and you try to be a better person.
Esports can be important because everyone has their own dreams. So if the school can support athletes like basketball players and volleyball players, then I don't see any difference why they can support esports.
Hindi ko na-feel dati na may sumusuporta sa amin. So, dati kasi mga parang isang yung mga classmate mo lang sumusupport sa'yo. Pero ngayon, nung nakita ko yung potential ng team namin, yung support ng UC mabuboost pa. Kasi nag-post na din sila, nag-share, pero tapos nagugulat na lang kami na lumalabas ganun.
Kasi before po, ang may alam lang po na kasali ang UC is either pag sinabi po namin na may laro kami, or yung mga talagang nanonood po sa client ng mga matches po for LCL or PGS. Pero ngayon po, kahit hindi po namin kilala, kahit hindi po namin kaklase, bigla na lang po namin malalaman na may suporta din po pala sa ibang tao, hindi lang po yung sa kakilala namin.
All right, let's get loaded into the Rift after hearing UC's thoughts on this match on esports, and they're bringing all of that. They're bringing all of that energy, all of that passion here to Game 5, which is the last game for this first match between TUP and UC. This will be the test of how all of that energy sent by their fans, by their supporters, will it be enough to go for the reverse sweep, or will TUP stop their momentum?
I love it, man. When you see a first match, the opening match of the semifinals going to a 5th game, expect that these are players who are willing to do anything to adapt and achieve their dreams to go into the finals.
They will claw their way to victory. And this 2-2 right now, it just proves that these players are actually quite close in terms of skill. Wow, Acedia. Well, you know, playful trickster easily dodges that out, of course. The important thing, though, is that the wards here for the jungle actually not really found here for either of these teams. Not really any deep vision coming from either side. The ward there on the top side jungle of TUP doesn't really reveal much information. So It's just standard starts here for both of these teams, but it seems like blue side starts, or rather bottom side starts for both of these teams. For their junglers, seems like they want to keep Acedia going, and they want to have Mob survive. But really interesting here's the mid lane matchup. Bomb Syndra finally goes through.
Very technical matchup in the mid lane, but to point it out, we're seeing Hong on that Rakan again, man. It's like we saw in the third game how he was so aggressive, and that is the key play they needed. Aggressiveness, make the bot lane snowball, give Akinos that mana moon, that Triforce, and carry the game, moving up to game 3 and 4. And with that momentum and playstyle, they have achieved the 5th game.
Of course, but that's still, that Rakan is very difficult against the Morgana, who can just block away all of his CC, because his CC has quite a delay. The animation for the quickness, he has to run towards them. Also the beginning animation of Grand Entrance, so it's very difficult for Hong to actually bring out consistent CC. So it's up to him to actually bait it out, bait out the Black Shield, and then get on a different target. That would be the game plan.
Yeah, you may see that the Black Shield is an obstacle, but let's say he goes in and dives. He knocks up at least 2 out of 3 members. He can still go quickness already, and ignore the fact that, let's say, Navi10B will be most likely the recipient of the Black Shield, but there will be Akinos and also Cry on that Lee Sin.
So that definitely will be the game plan, but in terms of laning, it might be difficult for him. Chan going for a level 2 gank here.
Dream big, go big.
PC might be in trouble. He has to go near to CS, but he does have the time. Yeah, does have the time winder.
And it's 3 minutes. And as you said, there are some vision established by TUP, but Kissy, ooh, deep ward.
Going for a pretty deep ward here, also denying the scrying orb from TUP. Actually, pretty good vision to at least scout out which camps have already been cleared by Sean. So this does signal to UC that, okay, the topside jungle of TUP has not been cleared yet. So this might be a signal for Cry to actually go for a steal, but he actually does get spotted out by the scrying orb there if you see the minimap.
Ooh, and also, I like how Cry is playing. He's very engaged in the map in a way that
he's in trouble, however.
He dodges the scout of the week. Bam is in trouble. He does have his flash in check. But Chan, if ever Kissy did respond, that one might have been a kill for UC, but they know restraint.
Yeah, there's some restraint from Bomb, but because he is chunked down to half health, this actually gives Kissy enough time to actually push in the mid lane, maybe have a good back timer. He does have the teleport to get back to lane very quickly.
And we also see that they are running double teleports, so the pressure map is the map pressure is there. But I really like to see the top lane matchup where Mob just got wrecked in the first game. This time, more defense.
Yeah, it might be harder for this matchup though. It is Gragas versus the top lane Fizz, who has more kill pressure with the Ignite. So the thing here is he has to survive more than he really has to lane super well, that he beats Acedia in lane. The way he beats Acedia is becoming a better frontliner than him, being a very good tank and being able to disengage and engage for his team.
I really like how Cry is moving. He is searching for someone and to really cut off Chan's opportunity. And when you deny the opportunities from Chan, he cannot even do the pressure he wants as a Kha'Zix, and he's forced to make a rotation to the top lane, and now he goes in for a gank.
There's a top lane gank happening. So if you look at the health bar, Mob gives first blood. That is dangerous. Definitely, Chan very patient with the lane gank there. If you look at the minimap,
teleport coming in. Two teleports. Cry resonates towards his eye. Misses and takes the burst damage. Navi gets taken down by Akinos. It would be a double for Akinos. Pretty much worth it.
Oops. The turret does take out Cry, so in the end it's around a 2-for-2 if you look at it across the map. The thing there is that Cry got creep blocked.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, Cry got blocked by the minions when he got the Nexus turret shot, which actually was the one that killed him. But this is really good for UC. The kill went onto Akinos, which means that he's going to go faster to his power spike. He can actually build a Tear of the Goddess, possibly, if he wants to go for the lane, rather the long game, or he can actually get combat stats already, because Navi already has that BF sword after around 39 CS, which means that if Akinos gets a Tear of the Goddess, he'll be quite behind in terms of the trading, and that's not something he wants. After all, Hong is on that Ignite. They want to go for an aggressive lane. We'll see, though. He will be recalling here after pushing down the wave.
And also, even though Mob did lose a life rewards, let's say Acedia got 1 kill, it doesn't change the fact that because we know that TUP, they like to play it around their top laner. So how do you counter that? destroy the other lane, destroy the bottom lane where Akinos got 2 kills, and Hong, an aggressive support, got 2 assists, instantly buys that side stone. So what happens there is that Chan cannot make these aggressive rotations anymore because that rush in the side stone will help him. Same for Mr. N.
The side stone rush there will definitely help them out. Both of these supports have built their vision item here. Seems like a lot of safety here for both of these bot lanes. After that initial teleport play coming into a double kill, TUP definitely wants a lot more safety for that Caitlyn Morgana lane because they definitely want that lane safety. That is why you pick up the Caitlyn. That is also one of the reasons you pick up the Morgana there for the bot lane.
And I really like how Akinos is itemizing. Gets the Tear of the Goddess and then a pickaxe. Normally you would see him get another Ruby Sapphire Crystal for a Sheen, but he knows better.
He's going for the Manamune here. Going straight for that item to charge it up much faster. And actually helps him survive in lane by being able to just constantly dish out the damage instead of just wobbling around with just extra mana and no AD.
Man, the pressure is really onto both teams, but I think TUP, they have a more crushing morale right now because from a 2-0 became a 2-2. From history itself, when you see a team like that, their morale is so broken and exhausted that sometimes they might lose the game itself. So UC right now is entering this game with higher energy than TUP.
And it looks like Cry going for a gank here.
Oh, Acidia does go in. He gets stunned by the body slam. There's the playful trickster. Acidia sidesteps from that Q.
This completely dodges out from the explosive
ignores
cast.
it. I mean, he just still goes back. That is just, he's mad. Come on. When you know that you can't get anything from that, that is just frustration and anger showing from Acidia.
He just has to chunk him down, but Mob is pretty decent to sustain here. He can actually stay in lane, and now that the Chum the Waters is gone from Acidia for the next minute or so, that means that's a ton of kill pressure taken away from him.
Yikes. Also, since Acidia does have the Sheen, but will that help a lot knowing that Mob, he did pick up 3 Doran's Ring. Is that a good itemization against the Fizz?
Yeah, but you definitely want to survive the lane against the Fizz. 3 Doran's Rings, I think it's quite overkill. I think 2 is like the sweet spot of Doran's Rings you want.
Ooh.
But 3 Doran's Rings gives him lots of health, lots of mana regeneration, which also helps him use his spells more, which actually helps with his health regen as well. So all of this actually means that Mob is very sustainable there top lane and can stay far longer because Acidia will always want to trade with him.
Wow, Chan's still investing so much time.
He might want to go for a dive here, but Chum the Waters is not quite available just yet.
He does have to ignite for the kill pressure, whereas Chan just really spending a lot of time with Acidia.
Meanwhile, Cry has been doing quite a lot, clearing his camps as well as trying to gank, but Chan has been matching the CS quite well.
Oh, Map does burn his flash, so Chan invested a solid 2 minutes in the top lane, so that is pressure relieved in Mob's lane. But what happens in the bot lane that they're playing it so safe in a way that they're waiting for the late game?
They are trying to scale up. The Manamune is finished. It will be
boy.
charging up much faster now that it's upgraded onto that sword. Instead of 3 mana, every spellcaster mana use, it will be 4 mana. And it also procs on these auto attacks. So definitely something that Akinos wants to pick up. Going for the Sheen next after that. That short bit of mana that the Crystal gives him actually does increase his AD as well. So pretty good itemization come from Akinos, and that's all because of the good teleport play that happened there on bot lane. And it's not just a teleport play, it's also the decisiveness. They see the teleport, and they still go for the actual kills and fearless, because that means that you will get cornered, so you have to take out one side first before everything else. So here, UC is still so decisive. It will be Cry.
Ooh, denies that Scrying Orb.
Denies the Scrying Orb as well. But Mob might be in trouble here.
What's happening here? TUP is investing so much time in the top lane where Chan, you see he's in the Croc side, really breathing down Mob's neck.
But Mob has just been chilling.
Okay, this is time for the checklist for UC's win condition.
Yes.
Did you give the first blood to Acidia?
Yeah, they checked that out.
Check that out. Did you let Acidia snowball? Not yet. They still have a chance.
They still have a chance here, but they've been investing lots of time here. I think one of the biggest things that's preventing Acidia to hold here.
Check the brush, Cry is there. Wow.
That's a lot of time taken away from the jungle of TUP.
That's what you get for camping top.
And because he camped up for so long, right? I think Cry knew that. Cry definitely knew that, which meant that, okay, his bot side camps are definitely still up. So we can camp here because he will not get his Raptors.
Very sweaty Chan. I think Cry just sniffed him out there. That's some counter juggling play.
I really like that rotation there. And Mob still surviving. Despite the first blood onto a Cedia, he's been playing very safe, has not died any further. He still he had to use his flash, but other than that, it's really nothing to make a Cedia snowball further. Oh, Navi.
Check it for me, baby. He flashes out, but Cry still connects. There is a crucial barrage. Mr. N making for a flank, but Akinos goes in very deep into the turret range. That would be a kill for Mr. N with a prize.
Akinos a little bit too antsy there to get the kill. Edgy. A little bit too excited to get the kill there.
Acedia has teleport.
Acedia still has teleport, but I think he has to push in this lane first before trying so, because Mob definitely has respectable wave clear. Has to be careful about when he teleports and where, because Akinos right now is 2-1. In a game earlier, when Acedia teleported when he wasn't super snowballing against an ahead ADC, he just died. So he has to be careful.
Yeah, this is what you do. When you actually get a bit behind, you adapt a defensive build. You counter the item that the person is building, and you see that Mob finally on the right track.
A very good adaptation. Instead of going for anyway, I mean, there's no point going for full AP onto this Gragas. So the Spectre Scout will actually help him survive for longer in lane. Gives him a little bit of health regen as Acedia trades with him. Yeah, it's definitely, everything here is playing to UC's own win conditions. Because here, Mob just wants to survive in lane. While Akinos and Kissy, they're the ones that want to snowball. And it seems like, well, they're not exactly snowballing. Kissy is surviving very well in lane despite being around 20 CS behind. That is natural for a ranged melee matchup, without the jungle pressure as well helping you out too much. So Kissy is actually doing pretty decently in this game, as well as Akinos with that 2-kill head start, definitely doing great. And he's just consistently charging up his Mana Muni into the Muramana. And once he charges it up, his damage will spike so highly.
It's like Akinos is on a budget. Man, he gets the Mana Muni. It's a cheap item. But when it comes to the late game, it's very valuable in a way that he's been really efficient in his pathing. That, let's say that Navi, okay, you have to be a certain pickaxe. But the IE is such an expensive path.
It is.
Whereas Akinos was the first one to build a Sheen and a Mana Muni, that's enough for him to deal that much damage.
And that's why Akinos has been winning the trades here. He has longer effective range. Like, look at that. Oh,
wow, the dive coming in from Hong with the plate. But that's not it. Casey Jones in the fight. The spell shield is there. Flashes in for Misa, and he's very low. And that would be an execution kill for UC, but I think TUP, they're fed up. There is the Chrono Break, there is the Cydia, misses the jump in the waters, where's the stun? He gets slow, but there's the time rewinded. Here comes Mob from the top lane. That is a flank coming from TUP.
2 for 3, but on top of that, that will be the Rift Herald gained by UC. Is that worth it? I do think this is very worth it. They lose 3 lives there down bot lane in exchange for getting 2, and they get Rift Herald, a very important objective to take in this meta. Yeah, 7.11.
And right now, the first turret is not just secured by any member, and right now, Cry is just robbing Chan of his resources and being the bully he wanted to be.
Yeah, and since blue buff actually taken away from Bomb, that's actually super bad and actually makes everything down there that happened there bot lane worth it. But the thing is, though, Akinos, again, I saw him just essence shift right into the fight.
Why not?
Because it leaves him open to get counter ganked there. Left them open definitely. They could have been satisfied with that 1 kill and then just gotten away. But here comes Cry.
Cry still has that burst, and will Chan get taken down? Here comes Bam. He flashed that pridefully, but it will be Bam securing that double buff.
I don't think that's worth it. That 1-for-1 was definitely not worth it.
Yeah, especially when you're giving a double buff to Bam, a Syndra, that spells trouble. Right now, you see Scythe. I can see that they have that energy, very strong, but shows some restraint. But we see a teleport play coming in from the bottom lane. Kissy is there. There is the parallel convergence. The stun does not connect, but Kissy's very low. The black shield did not even shield him from the stun. And now Mise N backing away.
The black shield was a little too early.
Yeah, the magic damage that Kissy did just drained that black shield. So they got too complacent inside Kissy's territory.
Very good teleport play. That's the power of the double teleport. because even though Mob is out of commission in terms of the teleport, Kissy can still go for a response. And since he's a carry, a teleport that he does that is successful, that gives him an assist or a kill, is actually super great. Which does give a little bit of balanced gold to the carries of UC. 3-2-3 on that Ezreal. 1-1-1 on that.
Oh no, Akinos got through there. Here comes his end for the channel. Hong though trying his best to shield his ally. Chan is still sticking to Akinos. He does get a kill. Hong has no ADC left for dead. That's a double kill.
Man, Chan so scared. It seems like all the time that he wasted investing in top lane, it's actually now nullified because now he's 4-2-3. Tries looking for something.
Oh,
cheeky.
And you better face check where they're going, but here comes Bam from the mid lane. Another repeat, maybe not. Cry does flash over the wall. The ace in the hole will not finish him off.
It's definitely not enough. 0-4-2, not enough AD to actually make that work. Easy might be going for something here.
He does
quite
not
dangerous.
Have his full burst ready yet. Here comes Chrono Break. That's what I was talking about. Tactical mistakes like that. When you get stunned, you can't use your Chrono Break.
Seems like UC a bit too antsy trying to get these leads.
Oh, they're very nervous right now.
Both of these teams have to be nervous.
On
it's
the
2-2.
edge.
Both of these teams are on the edge, as you said. And even though UC has the energy, they might get too excited to get that final win of this match that they'll just completely choke with like what happened there. Kissy went for a kill, got a little bit of harass onto Bomb, but got stunned and got taken out. And this leaves Bomb open to go for this turret.
Cry.
We'll see though if Cry, he doesn't have his ultimate.
Come on, go for it. Oh, the stun still, actually. The Sky did not stun, but come on, Cry, show some restraint.
That's the third time. That's the third time that Cry tried to go onto a champion.
He died 3 times to Bam. Now he's on a killing spree. 301. Cry is now feeding hard.
I'm just saying that, or I was just saying earlier that Kissy is doing fine mid lane. Because even though he is a little bit behind in CS, because of everything that's happened, the CS lead is actually now substantial at 30. And plus, Bomb has 3 kills. That's very scary.
Fair.
Because Cry has been, of course, I've been commending him for being so aggressive in his rotations, that he's always been rotating to steal something from Chan to get a gank onto someone. But now that he's getting a little bit too over-aggressive, what's been happening is he dives in too deep and then Bomb cleans him up.
Okay, let's check the checklist access. We did see that we checked Asili get the first blood, right? Is he snowballing? No. See page 2. You flip the page. Now you see a second condition. Is Bam's on a killing spree?
He's starting to.
He's starting to, and he's gonna be snowballing, and that will be a point and click ult onto Akinos, and he cannot escape. And here comes the gank from Chat. There is the, the dance, but Akinos did get binded. He cannot escape. Still, Chat is sticking to him. But in the minute, here comes the Sky of the Week onto Kissy. Assidious there, and a dive by Chat. A double kill for Navi.
Now it seems like UC's falling apart. They are like a tower right now, struck by lightning, and they fall down at 4,000 gold behind.
1 by 1.
And look at that. The Rift Herald was not even used to its full potential. Could not even get any damage on the mid lane turret. That's one huge resource that they wasted, that they traded an extra kill for down their bot lane. It seems like right now, Mob might be getting a little too antsy.
3 versus 2. Let's see how that turns out. Cry does burst out Chan, but let's see, Navi is still in the running to kill that fat Mob, and now he just gets rooted. Here comes the senior from the teleport. He's on a rampage, and wow.
Go back to page 1.
Go back to page 1.
Is Acedia snowballing? Check it. So now they have 2 pages that are filling up with checks. And now UC, let's check their own checklist as well.
Okay, let's
see. Is Mob
see.
surviving in lane?
Maybe. You do a half check.
Yes, yeah, half check. Is Kissy surviving in lane? You take that check, you erase the initial stroke, and then turn that into an X right now.
Yeah, he's 1-3-1. And right now, is Cry showing restraint?
Nope,
no,
definitely not.
You crumple that paper and throw it to the trash can.
He's 5-4-2 right now, which is quite an impressive KDA, but he's always been going in. He goes in when there's not enough vision. Yeah, and now it's reaching the point where Acedia, 5-0. Now Akinos is not safe enough to actually dodge anything that the Fizz throws at him.
Wow, what happened there? UC had a really good start. This is like the Kalesa gaming right now. I mean, you may have a car, but right now I think TUP has 10 horses, while UC has 5.
It's like the horses got tired.
The horses got tired. They need some rest. So let's see
But
if
in the best of 5, you can't rest just yet.
No, Mob though gets ganked by 4 members. Wow.
It's like Scythe. UC Scythe right now.
Thirsty for blood. TUP really wants to break their spirit.
It's like, instead of getting tired, TUP just got a second wind. Did not let any of the fatigue bother them. Just went for that straight, and they got angry.
They're very angry right now with 4 members just demolishing that top lane inner turret. No response yet. Hong is there in the red side, but the turret will not last long. Hong, please do not go in for the sake of your team.
It seems like there's enough restraint with that, but now Acedia, now he's doing his job as a split pusher, and he has the teleport as well very soon, already half cooldown. So once he gets that up, he can clean up any of the team fights later that TUP has. And now, because Yuzi is behind, the double teleport doesn't really do much.
And yeah, now that Hong is showing restraint, I hope it's not too late for UC side.
Oh, definitely not. It's not too late.
To fight back, but gotta hand it to Yasidia. That top laner is something you have to respect. And now we are seeing maybe a repeat of the first game where Asidia did pick up the fist stop with the Ignite teleport.
Against a tank here now, so actually it makes Asidia's job of just waiting for an opportunity to snowball much easier.
Bam! Does get the body slam on 2 members. Craig goes in. Shuts down Navi. Teleport coming in. Let's see. Will Kissy make it in time? Cry is very low. But here comes Hog for the charge. Bam is very low. Mob is not letting you escape. But look at Asidia ignoring everyone. Takes down Akinos. Cry is very low. Asidia's not yet done yet. But I think Kissy's sick and tired of him. Wants to shut him down. He is still sticking to him low. But the passive is too strong. Chrono Break is still up. And there is the shield for the convergence. Hong gets stunned by the Sky of the Wing. And now Kissy, walks into that.
That's a 1 for 4. They get Navi, but rather 1 for 3.
Oh, God.
But Cry might actually still die here. Ooh, fancy footwork there with the safeguard and the resonating strike. But still, 1 for 3. And I don't like how Hong played that. Of course, TUP as a whole took advantage of how UC made mistakes there. But their Hong made a huge mistake of leaving his AD carry to fend for himself against Asidia. Just to go to the thick of the fight and get the shields up and the knocks up. It's not worth it. If Akinos dies, he already has a Triforce in Manamune, and he's charging that into Murumana. You have to keep him alive. Now he's 3-6-3. It's gonna be harder for Akinos to ramp up in his damage.
Yeah, and also for him to set up his position, and knowing that Asidia has to play for Trickster and the Urgent Strike, he has so many gap
Let's
closers.
break that down. Mob gets a really good engage
start
here. A really good start. And they instantly take down Navi. But the rest of the fight kind of goes sour around this point. The teleport is a little bit late from Kissy, but look at Hong. He tries to go onto Bomb, but he neglects Akinos. He only charms Asidia when it's already too late. And because Asidia has the Merc Treads, the charm lasts for like a split second. It's not enough to stop him from taking out his AD carry. And because they no longer have any long-range sustained damage, they fall apart from the Fed Bomb and Asidia, who just survives through all of that.
601 and 603. The numbers are for TUP. And also, what should UC do? Let's see.
Yeah, what UC can do is like, they have to slow down the game now. Because they cannot face TUP at this stage of the game in a straight-up fight. They can go for these plays with the rotations with a double teleport, but it's so difficult because the reason why Cry has been dying so much and how Akinos always dies so much, of course, yeah, it's because they're over-aggressive. But they're making these plays without vision as well. If you look at the map, UC doesn't have a really solid vision, field of vision over any of the dangerous spots around Summoner's Rift, while TUP has really good vision around the river. So now Cry, he wasn't able to establish too much vision, even with a tracker snipe, so now he has to be pushed away with
Oh my
Shan.
god, that's so strong for Cry. Dead man. Missy goes into flash bind, does not connect. Mob makes his teleport in. Hong is there for the quickness. Always Kissy for the stuns to stay. He does curving out. He's not there anymore. Now Davi's left to free hit Hong. He gets taken out, and now let's see how UC will try to defend this top lane inhibitor turret.
This is a siege by a Caitlyn, so it will be very difficult to actually defend against it. And that's what I'm talking about. All that starts because Cry was roaming around his own jungle without too much vision. And he had to run away from Shan, use a lot of his resources and it still ended up with him dying. Hong also gets taken out, which leaves him leaves UC open to be taken down there in the top lane.
And they're very thirsty. Quenched for kills. UC has to really slow down. This is a repeat of game 1, where they continuously pressured. They had a good lead. And now, just like the sushi platter of the Renekton, now we're seeing their momentum has been stopped. Their horses just crashed into a truck and they're dead. Now they're just walking right now.
Yeah, and I think UC really needs to establish vision here, not just from Hong. I understand that the inventory spaces are limited and that the control wards, not everyone on the side of UC can buy them, but that it's the ward placement as well and when you time your charges. I mean, at this stage of the game, home guards is up, which means that Hong can constantly recall to refill his Sightstone here. And the rest of the team can also bring down their wards here. Blue wards from Akinos gets really far vision, but they're not really putting it down in places where they can spot out TUP if they want to go for a flank. And a flank from TUP is definitely dangerous. Like Kha'Zix, Fizz, Syndra, if you get jumped on by any of these champions, you will die. You will be annihilated.
And also, you can't go all in on a Syndra with Ravadan's Death Cup and Luden's Echo. That's so risky.
It's quite difficult for them to actually take his hand. Look at Sean. Already has the Guardian's Angel for his survivability.
Likes to bait out that damage.
He jumps in, gets a lot of damage out. He's like a nuke right now. He's like a grenade. You throw him in, he deals lots of damage onto Akinos, and then...
Oh, there is the flank from Chan by... That's a pretty close call for Akinos. I mean, the turret is going to get taken down. They're pretty much happy with that. The siege is very difficult for UC. While TUP, with a 23-11 score, they are going strong. Mob wants to go in, but something in him is saying, wait, this is just like game 1. I can't go all in.
Besides, he is that tank, so he needs the rest of his team to follow up, but the rest of his team is so behind.
Yeah, he needs to protect Akinos. He doesn't deal damage. Let's say you go in with the body slam, set up with an explosive cast, then what? You're left with no one to protect.
Akinos needs to be protected, and Kissy needs to have enough restraint to know when to actually go in.
Handle with care. I mean, Akinos is their only damage source right now. You cannot rely on Kissy. 1-for-1 and an Echo, plus he did get pure defensive items, a Proto Belt and a Zonia.
And some AP down his inventory, but not enough to actually make him a damage threat. And look at the siege comes from this Caitlyn.
That's just so difficult. And now Mob is forced out of his throne. Gets flashed down, and Kissy goes in deep, but Chan is there. Acidia is gone, like Hong just got bursted out. And now Acidia is pretty much happy. 702. This is who I am. There's the stun. Oh, not enough, but that's going to be a tempting offer for Chan. He goes in, pops the guard, and Acidia is there. Everyone just grouped up for Acidia. That would be an ace in the hole with a block. Not happening.
But that is the turret going down. Mob wants to go for something.
Oh man, that's pretty tempting. I mean, if you see 4 members very low, it's very tempting.
Akinos will want to go for something here. And the thing here is that why Akinos cannot chase so far and why he hasn't been kiting as well as the previous game where he used Ezreal was because he doesn't have a support system like before. Kissy is not on Karma. There's not enough shields and utility for him. So it makes it very difficult for him to actually run away, weave in and out of the combat, and kite it out with his Mystic shots. So it's so difficult for him.
Let's see how UC will try to get out of this mess. This is the last game. Anyone's game so far, but TUP does have a good lead so far.
11,000, 12,000. I don't think that's just a good lead. That's a phenomenal lead. And the momentum now back on their side means that they're going to have to be the ones to be taken down. UC needs to be the ones to find opportunities where TUP can just make mistakes.
And also, what can UC do right now is, it's pretty painful to say it, but it's the only way for them. Stall. Stall so much that Akinos can build a bit more defensive. We are seeing that Cry did pick up the Aegis. He might go for the Solari.
Might go for the Solari as well, so going for that. A lot of shields, but all of that can still be taken down by Acidia, Chan, and Bomb. And even though they're starting to scale up, the damage isn't quite there. Akinos got stopped from scaling early. He got a lot of kills early. He was able to get that really early Manamune. But still, because of how they've been playing bot lane, he died a lot. He went over aggressive along with Cry, which meant that the rest of TUP just snowballs, and then he cannot do any more of his over-aggressive shenanigans.
And also, I think Mob is mistaking that Gragas is a duelist. He's not a duelist. Stick to your team. You want to win? Stick to your team. Be more disciplined. But the pressure is just too much. He used the cast in pure frustration. Akinos is there trying to get some shots off. Chan, though, looking for an opportunity. Navi, though, forcing out his flash. Kissy stops the Donius. Chan goes in, fails his stand. Navi picks up an easy kill off the Kissy. There is the ace in the hole. Gets blocked by his support. There is Cry wrestling back. There is the quickness. Let's see. Asid is very low, but there is the Donius. And we see Navi with the confidence. Shows that he is not being touched. And the traps are just too much. Mob is very low. Chan is there. Goes in for the lead. Gets the knife and the body slam, but Chan gets the resets. Will sweep up the field. Akinos, though, still picks him up with only Akinos remaining. That is going to be a good trade. Let's see if he can end it.
He can actually end this here. Okay, so that's going to be the Velmork and the CD who has the Triforce. They're going to push this very, very quickly. The death timers aren't too long, but it might be long enough for TUP to finish the game.
Oh, what a match it is. Right now, I think Akinos can try and fight it off.
He doesn't have wave clear. It is Ezreal.
Oh, 1 second left on Kissy. He's there. Let's see if they can finish it off. Miss it. Enzo trying to look for some time, but Asidia is really focused onto Akinos. Members cannot converge in. And guys, I think we have our finalist for the LCL.
Our first finalist.
Wow, what a game it was. The first match, and this is just the first match. The second match will be more intense.
Yeah, things went full circle there. Like in the first game of this match, TUP just absolutely dominated UC. And then UC started adapting. Second game, third game, fourth game, yeah, they still had lots of opportunities to adapt. Fifth game, that was the culmination of everything. But it seems like they weren't able to put together everything they've learned in this 5-game series to go for a win. They lost momentum.
And they have also given a Syndra.
Yeah, they gave Syndra to Bomb. I don't know why. And even though they had the tech pick, the counter pick of the Echo, it wasn't enough. It didn't really shine for me. It didn't feel like Kissy was the one countering Bomb. It feels like Bomb was just constantly dominating that game after getting a few kills. And the reason was, and it's so hard as well, Caitlyn, and they do not have any sort of wave clear. Like none on Kissy, very little wave clear on Kissy. Akinos is an Ezreal, does not have any wave clear at all. When Mob's wave clears really falls off later in the game, so it's quite difficult for them. So after all of that, and UC has been just constantly going in too far. Cry keeps going for these kills. He does get a kill, but only maybe on Missy N. Plus, he gets revenge killed. So what happens there?
Revenge kill, and I gotta say, looking at his KDA, 706, but let's actually see the total damage first. Look at that. 27,000 is huge for the Ezreal, but it's the fact that he could not finish anyone off. That is so difficult when you're facing off a composition that's very frontline based and you can penetrate TUP's line. And I guess TUP earned their spot in the finals. What a game it was. What a match to open up the semifinals. And Atlas, I think we have a special guest.
Of course, just after this, we have an interview here with one of the star players of this entire match. We have an interview with TUP Acedia 10B.
So, okay, I mean, let's hear it to the guy we've been talking about for the past 5 games. Hi, Acedia. I'm
too far to shake hands, or am I? Yeah, not too far. All right, so coming from that 5-game series, that was a long game. And it seems like in the first game, you dominated very hard against UC. But in other games, you kind of faltered, had a few jungle camps on you. What was your mindset coming into this game, and recovering from those from that 2-2?
How was it though, playing the best of 5 series where you had this mental pressure?
Yeah, how did it feel? We're gonna have to ask, how did it feel? Like you got a good start with a 2-0, and then your team started falling apart 2 games after. Like, and the 5th game, we have to know, like, because the viewers have to know here, like the story of how this team recovered from such a huge deficit.
And I also want to really know how it's such a mixed feeling how I think UC really wanted to win, but I think TUP just wanted more. But like I say, their run was pretty solid.
How did it feel? Like you were 2-2. Your backs were to the wall. You were losing. You lost all the momentum. How did it feel, Asidia? What was your team thinking when you were 2-2? All right, okay. A few technical difficulties. We are back here. So, okay, asking Asidia, one of the important questions coming to this game. You were 2-2, right? Your backs were to the wall. Ano yung inisip ng team mo na natalo kayo ng 3rd and 4th game, tapos baka matalo kayo ng 5th game kasi yung momentum nasa UC?
Ayun nga. Siyempre, yung madalas iisipin ng iba, negative na kami kasi nawala yung momentum, tapos nasa UC yung momentum. Pero kami, hindi kami naging ganun. Ano pa rin kami, 100%. Hindi kami naging negative. Positive lang kami, positive team. Tapos, ayun, kampante kami sa picks namin. Hindi kami nagbabago ng playstyle, ganun pa rin. May change of playstyles naman, pero hindi kami, parang bumababa, hindi ganun. Lahat pa rin kami, nakatingin pa rin sa goal. Kaya, ayun yung tingin ko. Nanalo kami dito sa best of 5 games.
Alright, so TUP, Asidia, and the rest of his team never lost sight of their goal coming to the semifinals, and now they're going to the LCL finals just next week, and we'll be seeing after a long break which team will be facing TUP in the finals. Of course, I've been your shoutcaster Atlas. With me was Vulcan, and of course here is TUP Asidia, one of the star players of one of our finalists. We'll be seeing you after break.
First try goes in, shuts down Navi. Teleport coming in. Let's see, will Kissy make it in time? Try is very low, but here comes Hog for the charge. Bam is very low. Bob is not letting you escape, but look at Asidia ignoring everyone. Takes down Akino's. Try is very low. Asidia's not yet done yet, but I think Kissy is sick and tired of him. Wants to shut him down. There is a shield for the convergence. Hog gets stunned by the sky of the wing, and now Kissy, walks into that.
That's a 1 for 4.
Get that man. This end goes into flash bind, does not connect. Bob makes him teleport in. Hong is there for the quickness, always kissing for the stuns to stay. He does curving out. He's not there anymore. Now Davi's left to free hit Hong. He gets taken out, and now let's see how UC will try to defend this Storm Blade inhibitor turret. Everything the whole gets blocked by his support. There is Cry wrestling back. There is the quickness. Let's see, Asida's very low, but there's the Zonius. And we see Navi with the confidence. Shows that he is not being touched. And the traps are just too much. Mob is very low. Chan is just goes in for the lead. Gets the nerve and the body slam, but Chan gets the resets. Will sweep up the field. Akinos though still picks him up with only Akinos remaining. That is going to be a good trade. Let's see if we can end it.
Actually end this
there. Let's see if they can finish off Mr. Enzo trying to look for some time, but Asidia is really focused on the Akinos. Members cannot convert in. And guys, I think we have our finalists for the LCL.
Our first finalist.
Wow. What a game was the first?
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.